Hey, what's up, podcast? It's Jeff, and you are listening to a special bonus episode of Teach Better Talk. This is audio pulled from one of our daily drop-ins. That's right, daily drop-ins are back every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time over on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. This is happening from November 23rd all the way to December 18th, so join us on any of the social media platforms. We are at Teach Better Team for our daily drop-ins. We're here to support you, answering questions, talking about fun stuff, bringing on special guests, anything you need, we're here for you. Join us for the daily drop-ins. Let's get into this special bonus episode. Enjoy.
Hey everyone, we are finally here for our daily drop-in. We have so much planned. Jeff and I are taking over the first kickoff of the daily drop-in for November, December. So you know it's going to be a goofy one. Make sure you are already commenting in the comments, sharing that you are here and where you're watching from, and we'll be back here in a minute. Hey Jeff. Hey, dude.
What's going on, dude? This is
pretty
exciting.
Sure, yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is like the best morning I've had in like months because the daily drop-in's back.
Yeah, I was thinking it was because you got to talk to me already before this and now during this. But yeah, daily drop-in can have that win. That's fine.
Daily drop-ins are my favorite, and I loved that we went live every single day. March through, what was it, May, that we were live every single day for the daily drop-in? That's when it started.
I think it was, yeah. It was like 3 months, I think.
Oh, it was, yeah. And then we took a break over the summer. I don't think we were live all summer long, but then we brought it back,
Yeah, we were live a lot during the summer, but we weren't like...
Sure. Not like every day.
Yeah, not every day, though, no.
And then we did a back-to-school daily drop-in. And then we had this moment where we were like, I think we should just do it again. So all of the rest of November, including Thanksgiving Day, all through December up until winter break, when a lot of us are hopefully taking some time to relax and rejuvenate for the end of the year, we are going to be live for the daily drop-in November 23rd through December 18th at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. So I'm stoked.
Do I need to cook our turkey early so that I can be eating it on our drop-in on Thanksgiving Day? Like, is that something I should be thinking about right now?
Wait, hold on. Are we going to do a cooking special Thanksgiving morning for the daily drop-in?
Well, I am cooking. Well, Amy and I keep saying it's just me, but we're cooking Thanksgiving dinner for the first time ever here because we're quarantined
right
now. So we're gonna be cooking. So that could be a fun. We'll have to make it longer, but like I could take us upstairs and you could see me mess it up and burn things or mix things in properly. It'd be great.
Maybe you should do like a vlog for that, and then maybe our daily drop-in will be separate. Because I'm just thinking like, watching you cook a turkey unsuccessfully on Thanksgiving morning, that may not be like the best upper of all time.
Gotcha.
So,
Well, actually, it could be really entertaining for everyone, honestly. Might not be great for me.
Entertaining.
But could be entertaining for everyone else.
Yeah. Well, I am excited because while Thanksgiving Day daily drop-in is like to be determined, every other day that we have is actually planned with surprise guests, where we are bringing incredible members either from the Teach Better team or just members of the Teach Better family. They're going to be coming in and not only sharing their expertise, but answering questions, doing a little professional development, taking live questions from the comments, even if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter or Twitch, anywhere in between. So this is going to be good. I'm like kind of excited.
I'm excited about it. We had a lot of people chiming in this morning. What's up,
do.
Brianna? And Kate's here. Lindsay Titus is here. Mr. Schmitto. Who says it's all about the gravy, by the way. It's weird. I'm not typically like, oh, I want gravy with my mashed potatoes or like that kind of guy, but on Thanksgiving I need gravy. I don't know why. It's a weird thing. I was telling Amy about it the other day, so.
Schmitto is joining the daily drop-in this week. I won't spill what day that's happening, but I'll give you a little hint that it's at the end of the week. And Dave Schmitto will be here with us.
I like it. What's up, Joe? I love Joe. Joe's over on YouTube. That's always good. I love that. Facebook user. Who is that? Is Is it Bobby? Who's that? I don't know. I don't like Facebook that they do that. But good morning there. And someone else. Oh, Sarah's over on YouTube. I love our YouTube people. Get the YouTube going.
So
Bobby, I'm probably not going to do the vlog on my turkey. I'm sorry.
I think you should, Jeff. I think that'd be really good. I do want to give a shout out to all of you listening. Daily Drop-In was literally started back in March when things were shutting down because of COVID, to create a space that no matter what was going on in your day, even if information was changing seemingly hour by hour, you had a spot to talk through any questions, any thoughts. Mm-hmm. So if you guys want to talk turkey, because that's top of mind, we can. If you want to talk COVID instruction, remote learning, hybrid learning, literally anything Teach Better team, we're here. If you want to know Jeff's favorite color, I know we could do like a get to know Jeff daily drop-in series. So everything about this is just whatever you guys want, we are here for.
We've been doing some of that on the Brain Breaks on Wednesdays at 5 Eastern with Dave and I. Dave's been doing these like questions you're supposed to ask like your family and stuff, but he and I, it's been fun. Hi Brittany, good to see you. Dave says to join us while you shop online, of course.
Yeah, that is
a nice segue.
Black Friday for Dave. Dave and I are going to be live together on Black Friday. And
on Black Friday?
Yeah, I think him and I are going to have to do some live online shopping because, Dave, I'm not missing those deals just because we're live for the daily shopping. I got to do my shopping. You know, this is a day I planned for.
I like it.
Yeah, you know.
So what's going on with you? Like, so you just switched to virtual.
I did. We just
how's that going?
Learning.
Yeah. Well, you were remote. Then you were in person for
3 weeks.
Did you get 3 weeks? Okay, and now you're back for at least a couple weeks, right? Mm-hmm. So how's that going with your life?
You know, transitioning is always hard, no matter what you're transitioning from. But because we were remote in early August for like 9 weeks, transitioning to hybrid was a big thing. And then we transitioned back to remote. It was almost like, okay, wait, we know what we're doing. So there was some calming element of like the students were like, I understand the expectations. I understand how our classroom functions. It hasn't been that bad. And I actually have gotten to love it, to be completely frank, because my student teacher just ended last week. I had an incredible student teacher from Wesleyan University who will be joining us on a daily drop-in the first week of December.
Nice.
So excited. But she literally student taught her entire semester only virtually through COVID because she was somebody who wasn't allowed in the building. Even when we went back hybrid, they were like, no student teachers. So she had a fascinating student teaching experience. I hope to kind of have some questions for her. But because she just ended, I actually have gotten to be teaching again, which I've secretly I love it. So today I get to teach with my students here in about an hour and excited to hang out with them. You know, we have classes remote Monday, Tuesday, and then we're off Wednesday for the rest of the week. So.
Hey, if you're watching right now, do us a favor, drop in the comments. Let us know, are you teaching right now in person, fully virtual, or are you hybrid, and how's it going? Rae, I'm curious now.
If they're off week, because I know some people.
Or if you're off, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, if you're off, just drop a turkey emoji in there. That'll tell us that you're off. So was it easier or harder to go from fully virtual back into this hybrid model, or actually to go back? Was it actually easier to go back because you were like, oh, that's familiar, I did that already?
It was way easier to go back because we have been talking all the professional development we've been providing our team, whether it's live or whatever that we've been able to do. Everything's been focusing on being able to transition. So I feel like I had to practice what I was preaching, where I'm like, okay, how do we transition, and what stays the same, what changes? And I really, really, really focused on how much can I keep the same? That was a huge focus. And so for me, the only struggle transitioning from remote to hybrid was you really had to teach your students how to be students in the classroom. So that was a transition. Going from hybrid to remote, we already knew it. We didn't even miss a beat. Students just we went back to what we were doing. It was great.
Well, that's good to know.
There's a lot of people that are
I'm seeing that. Yeah.
Back. Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta say what's up to Amanda. Post is in here. Good to see Amanda. Hans coming in on Periscope Twitter. Good to see you, brother. Up early to join us from the West Coast.
Yeah,
we got lots of face to face until after break. 100% in person. Good to see you this morning, Heather. We're in person 5 days, but quarantine students zooming in.
Yeah.
I like the turkey. Well done.
I should preface that, Jeff, when I was hybrid, we were still responsible for our remote learners that were either remote, it was the off day, or they were fully remote. And so there was like a lot of students that weren't physically there, but you were still teaching anyway. So I think that kind of helped with the transition because there was always a reason to support remote. So we never stopped those.
You never stopped that part. Yeah. So it was still there. You just switched everyone else back to it.
Right.
Yeah. Good morning, Mr. Wrinkle. Jeremy on there. Jeremy's had a new post out. A new post out on teachbetter.com just at the end of last week, wasn't it?
Oh my gosh, cool. I haven't read it. I'm excited.
He's been writing with us for a while.
Ever. So yeah, I want to pull up his blog to see what topic it was.
Kate's in person but remote for a week and remote for 2 days this week. Still virtual out there in Washington, at least for Hans.
Okay. Oh, hey, Jeremy's post. I don't know if your headphones are making that noise, Jeff, but you've gotten some feedback. Jeremy's blog is 3 lessons I've learned as a first-year instructional coach. Super great topic. And actually, Lindsay Titus just had a blog come out for her Think Better series. You know, she has a blog post that comes out every month for the Think Better blog series. And I really, really like this one. It's called The Impact of Now in the Classroom. And so there's been some really cool ones published over the last few days of people because it's we're into November, so all of our blog series are being published for the month of November and everything else.
Nice. I love everyone chiming in with all of where they're at. There's a variety, but a lot of people it's like we're this for a week, we're this for a week, we're this for 2 weeks, we're this for that.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah, our district, actually, I didn't even mention that. So we are remote starting last week. On Thursday was our first remote day. But they have said that we're only a remote through the 4th. So we technically could be going back to a hybrid model December 7th. So we're kind of on this 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off kind of model. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, I'm trying to figure out. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out why I can't see some of these names, and it's driving me nuts, Rae.
Oh, because of the private Facebook group? Because those.
Yeah, but I thought I had the group up, and apparently I didn't have the group up. I just had the page up on my phone like an idiot.
No,
hey, there they all are.
I do that.
Andrew, good to see you.
Yeah,
Debbie, good to see you. Maggie's in here. Natalie's in here. Sorry, I missed all these people, Rae, because I was looking at the wrong thing.
Struggle.
There you go.
Love it.
Can I give you a shout out?
Me a shout out?
Yeah, for the background image and the stuff like this, because can I share the secret? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do. Go for it.
So when I had to adjust it, I adjusted it for a email banner this morning. I figured out how you did that. I got really excited when I figured it out, too, that you actually used the same image that we had from back in the spring, but you added the whipped cream and the straw, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I don't think I didn't do the straw well on this one either. I just realized I messed that up.
Well, you're not as cool as I am with my canvas.
I didn't realize it was 2 parts, but yeah, I was really excited when I saw that. I'm like, oh, I love that. That's how you did that, because it looked like I'm like, how did you find that picture? It was perfect for this.
The daily drop-in is like a classic image because we wanted. If you remember, Jeff, we made this decision, and we did it in the Teach Better style. We made the decision 2 days before we decided daily drop-ins were starting again. So as we got started with creating the images, I wanted to make sure our network was familiar with the fact that daily drop-ins was coming back, but we wanted to tease it a little bit. So I'm like, how do we use the same image but add a little bit of a Christmas theme? So
just a little bit of that holiday love. Yeah, I like it. Just want to note that we have an official Brian Zwimke spotting.
Welcome. Oh, he's joining us for the daily drop-in too.
Yeah, when is he? Is he this week?
No, he's next week, December 1st. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Good to see you, Brian. That'll be fun.
Yeah, but what is he going to talk about? Boring principal stuff? Blech, you know.
Do we have? Can we share out some of the people that are going to be joining us? And I want to reiterate what Rae said earlier. If you want to jump in the comments, let us know what you want to talk about. This is all about you. Rae and I are just drinking coffee. Are you drinking espresso, or did you make an espresso?
Did I have an espresso? Mm-hmm. It's my second one of the day, so I'm really trying to boost
second mug.
Yeah,
second mug of the day. But if you have something you want to talk about, or a question, or a complaint, or something you want to tackle, or whatever, drop it in the comments. Let us know. Otherwise, we're just going to keep making stuff up.
And if it's a long complaint, if you want to really, really vent, You can send all your Teach Better complaints to Jeff at teachbetter.com. He'd love to filter through those. That would be
we could jump in and chat with us live and share it right now.
Why not?
Do that.
So we have a lot of friends joining us for the next few weeks because we have 3 weeks of daily drop-ins starting, if not more, because we do really love our daily drop-ins. We really want to have an opportunity to add some consistency. Hold on, Carrie's here. Hold on. Hi, Carrie.
She's got Duncan in hand too.
Carrie, be careful driving. We love you, but please be careful if you're.
I think she's home now.
Driving home from.
I think she's saying she's home now. Yeah.
Okay.
She was driving home. I'm here now. I don't know if here now means home now in your house somewhere or in my house somewhere, but she's here now. So like,
okay, as long as she's here.
Just
Carrie. She lives closer to me than she does to you, Jeff. Yeah.
Who is Jeremy talking? Jeremy's talking to someone, but he's trying to get Team Jeff, Team Rae. Oh, I've got a story for you.
Did you listen to the most recent podcast episode, by the way? Because we had a big Team Rae, Team Jeff debate on this most recent podcast.
It came out this morning?
Yeah.
With Brittany?
Yeah, she's amazing.
I want to talk about Trelisa's thing here. She's frustrated. I'd love to hear, like, what is it that's frustrating you? She has fewer students but more work. Like, and love to hear, like, why you're frustrated. Like, what's creating that more work versus students? Is it just being virtual or hybrid? Is it something specific? And maybe we can bounce ideas and talk. I jumped in on, what was that? Was that Saturday night? Maybe I think it was Saturday night, Friday or Saturday night. Tim Cavey, our good friend Tim of Teachers on Fire. That's Chelsea Nicolino, by the way. So hi, Chelsea.
Hey, Chelsea, I loved your family photos. Your children are adorable. I was looking at them. Yeah, I was totally creeping on them this morning.
Okay. Carrie is not in your house.
Oh man.
She's just on her computer. So I'm on there, and he had Brian Carpenter, who always is doing his 5 a.m. walks with us and stuff.
Yes.
They were talking about a whole bunch of stuff. And they were on Instagram Live, and I was chiming in. And they both live on Instagram committed live publicly to Team Jeff. Brian didn't even hesitate. Tim said it with because I'm not going to get in trouble because Ray's not listening, so he could go either way. Brian was like, I'm always Team Jeff. And I just want to know.
Whoa, this is not okay.
That happened.
It didn't happen. I actually didn't see it, so I don't believe it. So I'm going to have to message my buddy Tim. Give me a second. I know we're live, but give me 1 second. I got to talk to Tim.
So Ray's going to yell at Tim. Yeah, so that's something. Yeah, switching over to Apple computer is definitely a change. I'm very confident and a firm believer that once you get it, though, the Apple is much better. But
can I comment on that real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Because not too, but within the last year, it's changed.
Well, I just got a Mac. But I also have the option of using a PC or Windows, and I have my personal Mac, and I have made the decision to stick with my Apple, even though that's not my district computer, because there are features that have made remote learning easier for me. So if you don't mind sharing, like what type of Apple computer, there's a few things. Actually, wait, you know what would be helpful for me? I want to know if you're streaming with students. So if you're using Google Meets or Zoom, let me know, because there's a few things in terms of like sharing your screen that's been super helpful with Apple. Sure.
So it looks like she's using Google Classroom, but she could still be using Zoom. I guess it depends.
Yeah, no, totally possible that she could. But I use Google Classroom and Google Meets, so because those like go well together. Obviously, both Google products. So
gotcha.
I think the lack of training is what a lot of educators have been feeling. Not only in March when a lot of this started and we transferred to tech, but also choosing different tech, but also at the beginning of the year, people are consistently still trying to find like that perfect solution. And I think it really has to come down to focusing on what your routine is, focusing on what gaps exist within that routine, and then just finding one tech tool or two tech tools that can support the problem versus just trying to pull in all these resources and figure out how to use them. It's really about solving a problem first rather than, hey, I really want to use Pear Deck, so how can I bring this into my classroom, if that makes sense?
Yeah. And if you're struggling with specific to the Mac and the operation of the Mac itself, my email is jeff@teachbetter.com. I'm happy to jump on a Zoom call with you and just chat and see. But She's going to be going online, be using Zoom, so she'll be using Google Classroom and Zoom. But I'm happy to connect and chat through that. I can't go from the classroom experience, but I can go from I've used both of those a lot and use Google Classroom both my kids from a parent's side, which I think it can be a nice viewpoint of it as well.
But I call you all the time for any Mac or Apple support. Like, I just called you about my Apple Pencil. I was like, teach me how to use this, like, all the time. You were Chad. I'm like, I have a Mac computer. Can I, like, save stuff to it? And Chad's like, yes, way the save button's in the top corner. Or I'll be like, can you get on the internet on this thing? And Chad's like, yep, open Safari or Google Chrome. So
the internets. Good morning, Adam. Good morning, Andrea. I was going to say she's just dropped off Baby Luke, so Baby Luke's not here. But, there. So, okay, so we helped. It sounds like we kind of at least sort of helped someone, right? So that's a good positive for today. Reach out, sirs. I'm not joking when I say reach out if you need help. Brad Hughes is here as well. So Canada is officially in the house. And honestly, the best of Canada right there, if we're being real.
I want that undocumented because, Brad, you know that Livia is also in Canada, and I just want documentation that Jeff went Brad the whole way.
I'm pretty sure Livia would back me up on that.
I think that's true.
I'm just saying. She would.
Hey, Jeff, can we preview some people who are coming onto the Daily Drop-In?
So I was going there before we had the question come up. I was about to ask you because I don't know that info. I know some of the people, but I know you have that locked in a lot more. Because for those of you who don't know, like Rae pretty much runs everything, and I just show up every now and then with some coffee.
That's true. That's true.
It's true, yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, who do we have coming up? You want to share like the next couple of days? Do you want to give away like the exact days, or just the people and to know that they're coming?
I'm going to give you like general time frame of weeks of like who you can expect. There are some days that aren't finalized yet, but we have really, really incredible people joining us. And I do want to preface that we want these people to come on to not only say hello and share their story, but we want you to know that they're coming on so you can have questions for them, because there might be specific questions that you might want to ask Dave Schmitto or somebody that is joining us tomorrow, Miss Lindsay Titus.
Oh, wow. Well, we're not even messing around. Like,
I know. I thought we'd start right off the bat with literally one of the most popular Daily Drop-In guests that we had, Lindsay Titus, who just always kills us with these aha moments that I didn't want to wait. I was like, we got to get her on as quickly as possible. Going
from Jeff to Lindsay, it's like a 2 to a 15. Like,
it's true.
On a scale of 1 to 10, by the way.
Obviously.
Nice.
Then we might have Boss Lady joining us, Miss Caitlin Giordano.
Oh.
I know.
Okay. She's the actual boss, yes.
The actual boss.
Nice.
And Dave Schmitto's joining us this week. And then you and I are celebrating Thanksgiving together, Jeff, virtually for our Daily Drop-In. So this week is a lot of positivity and celebration. We have some Black Friday codes for you. So we're starting off with some really, really great people this week.
Do you think it would be appreciated if I did like the Monica Geller from Friends with the turkey on my head for Thursday morning? Like, would that be weird? Would it be fun? Would it be?
I think that's a good look for you.
Okay, so I'm going to work on that. I gotta get the glasses.
I was going to say the glasses make the costume, so please
with the little hat. Yeah.
So that will be this week. Next week, I don't want to give everyone away, especially since as people are like finalizing their schedule, but we did mention that Brian Zwemke was joining us on the 1st. We have Harry joining us for the Daily Drop-In.
Nice.
The first week of December. We also have my student teacher, Samantha Monroe, who is a student at Wesleyan right now, but she just student taught during her fall semester and did it all virtually. So there's a lot of fun stuff that we can talk about there. And she was in my classroom, so I'm really hoping that she like spills the beans on what it's like to like work with me, which, you know, I tortured her for an entire semester. So there's a lot of good stuff there. And then the following week, I don't want to give everyone away. I know I've said that a few times, but like Kalissa's joining us. We have Michael Jennings, who was another really popular Daily Drop-In we did. He's the PE teacher that gave us so many ideas last time on how to incorporate movement into the classroom, and a lot of other exciting things happening. So definitely some of our typical Teach Better favorites, but also a lot of new faces that are finalizing today the dates that they're available, because we want to continue to bring new ideas to our network and have different types of conversations. So I'm stoked.
This is fun. I'm sorry. I'm typing because I want to put the code in because I did not do that before we started. So I apologize that I'm
Our
typing
Black Friday code?
Yeah.
Can we talk about that a little bit?
Do you want to talk about that right now?
Sure. Why not? Guys, I don't know if you know this, but Black Friday's this week. And we wanted to do as much as possible to not only celebrate the amazing work that you've done this semester, but also maybe send out some really good gifts to some of our Teach Better family. So we have a 50% off code that's going to be for swag and for any courses in our academy. And that one is I Am Better. So I'm really excited for people to get not only 50% off courses in our Teach Better Academy, but also 50% off swag. Like, that's not a bad thing, especially with that new Aspire collection that we have with Josh.
There's a new Aspire collection going.
I'm a fan. Mm-hmm. It's good. And so that code is actually active now. So we know Black Friday is until the end of the week, but go.
You can get it now.
Go get it now. Why not? Before you forget.
There's also and this is Jeff hasn't set it up properly yet, but I'm trying to fix something that's going on with it. But there's going to be there's a special combo pack over on the swag site as well that's going to be discounted way down. But the code works on any swag, like any piece of swag you want, and any of the codes as well. I got it going across the bottom now for everybody.
The collection that we put together, though, is kind of a collection of all things that we love of Teach Better, right? Like, we love coffee, so there's a coffee mug in the collection. That just seems fitting. We love that typical, like, kind of classic Teach Better sweatshirt. That's going to be in there. I know Danielle was sporting it on, what was that, Saturday? She had that beautiful orange Teach Better hoodie on. I really love that one. We also threw in one of my favorite shirts we have is the Aspire shirt. That's just I'm just a teacher shirt. It's a really beautiful quote. We had to put that in the collection because it's like so meaningful, and so we wanted that to be in there. And then there's a feature of the Better shirt as well. Like it kind of has a slogan on it all about kind of like the Teach Better mindset. So that collection is going to be something special. You can pick all the colors. It should be really fun to get those sent out for the holidays. So we're excited for that too.
I love it. So Livia's here with us now. Speak of.
Livia, good morning.
Joe's dropping in some Thanksgiving cooking tips. So if anybody else has any Thanksgiving tips, drop them in there. I also wanted something you may have done this at the beginning. I apologize if you did, but all these drop-ins, like they did in the spring, will be popping up on Teach Better Talk podcast as bonus episodes. Yeah. So if you're listening on the podcast right now, make sure you subscribe. And if you are on YouTube and you haven't already, make sure you subscribe as well there, so you can join Joe, because Joe's been hanging out on YouTube more lately. But I want to mention the podcast.
Joe hangs out on YouTube because his name shows up on YouTube and it never shows up anywhere else.
It doesn't. He's always Facebook user. I love it. So so that's going on. Black Friday stuff. That's fun.
Yeah. Hey, Olivia, just so you know, because you missed it. Jeff announced that Brad was his favorite Canadian. So, Olivia, I just want you to know, when you listen back to this episode, since I know you just popped in right now, like, I am a Olivia fan. Brad, I love you, dude. But, like, I know, you don't bite the hand that feeds you. Let me just say that.
Listen, everyone, Olivia knows that my actual favorite Canadian is Robin Schabotsky. So, well, technically, he's like 1/16th or something like that Canadian, so Barney Stinson might fall in there too. But
didn't we play that game? Don't you remember on a daily drop-in? We were on a daily drop-in with Che and Pav, and we played a game. It was like the newlywed game, but it was like the co-host game. Do you remember that?
We did, and then we did favorite. And who did I say?
You said Robin Schabotsky.
I think I might have said Livia.
I think we did say Livia, but then you were
But then we talked about Robin Schabotsky, because I think actually maybe Livia might have guessed her. I don't know. I can't remember what it was. But yes, she came up.
Maybe Jay and Pav will join us for a daily drop-in.
Maybe. They're like my number, I don't know, maybe 36 and 37 favorite Canadians.
Oh, I have Pav way higher than Che. Come on.
So number 7 and 37? Okay, that makes more sense. So, maybe we should do that game, some more of those games.
I do have a feeling that Che and Pav are going to be up for that. I did message them last night to confirm a date, so I don't want to spill all the beans, but let's just say they will.
So we are for sure going to have some Che and Pav on a daily.
I don't know how we could not have Che and Pav. Like, come on.
That's true.
And they're going live like every day for their own stuff. We got to steal some of their time.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. All right. Well, what else is going on? So we get the Black Friday sale going on. That's going across the bottom. The code's the same on either site. I am better. 50% off any of your swag, 50% off any courses. The combo is going to be on there very shortly as well. There's also some new designs on there that we haven't really said much about that are fairly new, including a hashtag Team Caitlin shirt.
That's true.
So that's up there, and some other cool ones. There's also I know we actually had quite a few people buy them because Chad shared it out, but we do have the some race stickers up too. So you have like 26.2 better. So 26.2 miles better, and those are coming through different sizes as well. So a lot of cool little stuff going on that, I'm excited about. Jody, good to see you.
I do have a question for you. Hi, Jody. Love you. She's the best.
You have a question for me?
I do, and I know
Please don't make it too hard.
It's too hard. I mean, it's going to be a challenging question. It's a daily drop-in. We do hard-hitting content here.
I don't do good with hard-hitting.
Come on, dude. Wake up. Get another cup of coffee. So I was thinking about the daily drop-in, and I would like you, if you don't mind, to not only share the story of Sunday morning when we created the daily drop-in before we decided to make it happen Monday morning in March, but also I wanted you to kind of give us some insight on the mindset we should carry this week. It's Thanksgiving week. People are in transition. There's a lot of stress. People are deciding or not deciding to see family. I think there's some good like Jeff insight you can share. But before we get into the Jeff insight, I thought it'd be good to share a little bit about how we decided for Daily Drop-ins to be an idea. And if you remember, it was a Sunday morning and we were all physically together. When I say all, it was literally
you and Chad.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because that was the weekend we were actually the whole team was supposed to be together in downtown Chicago, and on our drive out there, Chad and I were listening to the radio, and it was like when all the states started closing K-12 and things started to get like real.
Yeah.
And we decided not to bring everyone in, which was a very good decision based on airports that evening. But we decided, we said, all right, like this is crazy, like this is real, like something's going on, this is affecting everyone in our audience in a whole bunch of different ways. And we said we need to like focus 1,000% support. Don't worry about anything else. We got to go 1,000% support. And I'm pretty sure, I'm going to give you credit. I think it was you that's like, I think we should go live every day. And we're like, what do you mean like live every day? Yeah, just go live just to support. And we're like, well, we said 1,000% support, so I guess 5 days a week live every morning to support. And that was it. I mean, I'd love to say there was more behind it, but it was kind of that. Like, we wanted to go nothing but support. And this was one of the ways we could do it. We did other little things, whatever, but like This was the big way of like, let's go live. Let's show them that, hey, we're here. It's going to be crazy. We'll be your constant, right? And we're going to be here all week. And then it just kept going.
Yeah, and I love that it was so much. Going. If you remember, like things were changing every hour. Like it was like this world, and I don't really feel that right now. I think that we are getting. Things are changing seemingly every few days or every week. But
I was going to say every couple hours now.
Every couple hours. But it doesn't seem to be like every single hour. And so there was a reality where like there's no way for us to be fully supportive for our entire family on a consistent basis unless we're live every day. Because if it's a slow day, then good, we'll just hang out live and make some jokes. But if it's a day where a lot changed and you have a lot of questions on your mind and you're trying to find the right answers, like we really just want to be a brainstorming partner more than anything else. And so as we brought these back, whether it be, when this originally was happening in March during back to school, or now, right before the holidays, as people kind of transition from hybrid to remote seems to be a theme we're seeing, just being accessible, I think, is a big deal. So I really like that. That was the craziest but easiest decision we ever made, I think, as we were all sitting in that board.
I don't think we even blinked. Like it was just.
And I think we said it.
Made sense.
I don't know if it was me, but somebody was like, I think we should go live every day. And it was almost like, okay, I'm going to throw this out there and let's see what happens. And then I just remember everybody being like, yep, that makes sense. Let's do that.
So you're not claiming credit. So we'll just say that it was me.
That's fine. It was you.
Okay.
It's always
You're welcome, everyone. You're welcome, world.
I
As far as the mindset, I think go ahead.
I would say I do want to keep talking about this, but I'm sorry. Is it Chris's birthday? Because
it's Chris's birthday.
Whoa, Chris! Happy birthday, Chris! Chris is a part of the team and edits our podcast. So any of the funny junk that you've seen with the
that's
podcast,
been happening.
That's all Chris. He is like the funniest dude ever, and I have already fired him twice because he keeps making me look stupid on the podcast.
He's also the one cutting up when you see, when we're putting out little clips of things like daily drop-ins or bi-weekly check-ins and all stuff like that. That's all Chris. He's really just killing it and doing awesome with the podcast and videos for us, and he's also a phenomenal teacher as well in Illinois. So Can you have a favorite member of the team that's also your least favorite member of the team? Can that be the same person? Because I feel like that's what Chris is in my world. Oh, I'm pretty sure until Chris came, I was that.
No, you've never.
I never made it to the favorite part. I was just least. Okay, that's fair enough. Fair enough. We do have a question here, but I want to answer the second part of yours. I think right now, the biggest thing we can have on our sort of in our minds right now going into this week, and really in a lot of it goes beyond Thanksgiving, but really all holidays and everything like that, is that it's different right now, but that doesn't necessarily have to be bad, right? It's going to be different, like that's just the way it is, but we can do what we can do to make it not bad. So we're planning on setting up a Zoom for all of our families so that we can all Zoom in. I'm planning to have it like set up on our family and just like always be on. And so if people want to pop in and say hi, we're there. Like we might be whatever. And setting up so like that we can see our grandparents and see, the kids can see their grandparents, great grandparents and stuff. And someone said that out. I can't remember who it was. Someone said that, but they're like, hey, like it's going to be different this year, but it doesn't mean it's bad. And I'm like, that's exactly where we need to be right now. It's the same with this school year. Like it's different. One way or another, it's going to be different, and probably different, like we said, every other day or whatever. But it doesn't mean that it's got to be bad, right? It might not be as perfect as we want or as good as we hoped or whatever, but it doesn't have to be a bad thing. I think that's a really important focus to be on right now. So
yeah, we're doing a very similar thing with the Zoom call with the family. We're not getting together as a family, so a Zoom call makes sense. But I like this mindset of doesn't have to be bad, it just is going to be different. I think that really hit me. I think I had that realization last week when I had the final conference with my student teacher, Sam, who I've mentioned is joining us for the Daily Drop-In in a week or so. But our reflection on how her year has gone is she focused so much on conversations with students, probably so much more on conferencing than we really would have ever focused on. But that was one of the core things that we knew she could do. So she had practiced the entire semester. And I was like, actually, you just built an incredible skill that you've been able to practice. It's not bad. It's just a different approach. And I think that if we can all carry that mindset of like, what positives can I find in this? There are some incredible growth opportunities that we can continue to celebrate all year long. So.
Natalie's heading out for a meeting. Great to see you, Natalie. Thanks for checking in. Nikki's here, ducking in between classes. Nikki, good to see you. I did want to bring this up here. So we do have a question. When you walk into a new classroom after the school year has started, what are some first things you do besides procedures and rules? I'm referring to administration stuff to organize. Ooh, that's a good one.
Ooh, good.
Can you take this from a in-person hybrid view, but then also a fully virtual view?
Sure. And we're talking.
And is there like a second first day when you switched where you had to kind of be like, okay, this is kind of like the first week again where I have to readdress, here's how all the stuff changes. Can you walk us through like all of that? We've
been talking about how we just had our third first day the other day as we transitioned back to remote. So yeah, we keep talking about having like the first day and we're on like the 22nd first day right now. And the best part is you have a first day with your hybrid A kids and then a first day with your hybrid B kids. So we've really had like 17 of them. But I think her question is specifically as a administrator. Is that correct?
I think when she said, I'm not sure. I think when she says administrative stuff, she's talking about like your classroom administrative stuff. Like
okay.
Going through. What's
and clarify that for us because.
Yeah, if you can clarify, that's how I'm reading because she talked about being in a new class, not an administrator earlier. That's how I'm basing that. I could be wrong, but.
Yeah. So
for right now, let's talk about it from the classroom and the administrative part of the classroom, organizing procedures and things of that. She says, what do you do? What are the first things besides procedures and rules that you're doing?
So I think the biggest thing for me And we're talking about, she says, like, when you walk into a new classroom, I'm assuming that's a hybrid model because we're like physically in the classroom. So let's start there. One is outside of procedures and rules, I think that there's a separate element that goes with procedures and rules that really has to do with routines. I think that you need to be as consistent on routines as humanly possible. And I think for some people, they're like, oh, that's boring. I'm not talking about making your classroom boring, but your classroom need to be relatively predictable. Not so that you can't surprise students, not so that you can't do these like incredible things to have these beautiful aha moments, but really having an understanding of what is the teacher going to be doing every single moment of the classroom experience. What can the students expect from each other? What can they have expectations for themselves? So setting up those routines are huge. And I think that needs to be consistent from the moment that they are in class. So whether it's the first day, the second day, or the fifth day, having the classroom have those routines is so important. Then from there, especially during COVID, it kind of goes to those boring things that I feel like you have to list. Like, what do the seating charts look like? How are you structuring your seating charts? Like, kind of all those pieces. And then I think it's finding ways within practicing those rules, practicing those procedures, practicing those routines, where you really need to focus on conversations and relationship buildings with your students. And I actually love, if you guys have not listened to the Mastery Chat recap that we did with Che and Pav on Thursday, they talked a lot about how we can use content and questioning to build routines. I'm not going to say it nearly as well as Che did, I think, when he was sharing it, but it wasn't that it's relationships before content, but it's relationships through content. So it doesn't mean that you need to spend a week building relationships and then, okay, relationships are done, let's start with content. But how can you use the starting points of getting into content and learning with your students to actually facilitate the relationship building all the way through? Because if your mindset is to build relationships, you're just going to be pulling tricks out of your hat. What's the next icebreaker? What's the next, activity? What's the next game we can play? And while those do have value, I really want to look into how can you create conversation and questioning and exploration within your content to truly get to know your students. And Che and Pav have done a wonderful job talking about that, not only during Mastery Chat for that full hour Twitter chat that we have every single Thursday at 8 o'clock Eastern, but also in the recap, they touched on it. And I feel like that really shifted my mindset of trying to be less of a teacher who could pull tricks out of a hat and more of a teacher who could integrate relationship conversations throughout the entirety of the school day every day as a part of a routine and expectation more than anything else. Sorry if I got on a tangent there, but I feel like
I think that's such a great way to look at that. That it's not relationships or content. It's it's a blend. And do that. So I hope that helps. She did confirm she is a teacher, so she was asking from that angle.
Can I super lame? I don't know if I have it here. Where is it?
What are you looking for?
So the other thing is that I have like a teacher checklist. I feel like everybody has this where they have like student names along the side and then like conversations you've had or conferences or turned in stuff. Like there's been a few little things like this that have helped me ensure that I have talked to all my students, had contact with parents. Like don't just use these types of things for confirming that a student turned something in, but like specific conversations, learning specific questions about students, contacting parents. Like today, I can tell you truly, in my 8th hour class, I know that I have at least three students that I didn't have a conversation with on Friday, that my goal for today, 8th hour, is to, at minimum, have a conversation with those 3 students, because I talked to everybody else Friday except for those 3. So there's like really easy ways that you can probably use tools that you're already using to manage content turn in to also manage like relationships and conversations you should be having with your kiddos as well.
All right, she's adding, clarifying. She said, let me rephrase the question. I'm trying to get acclimated in a new culture where I feel I'm supposed to receive information through osmosis. I'm trying to learn school culture. So so she's in a new position. She's trying to get familiar with the school culture, but also maybe get the information that sounds like maybe is not coming to her quite as easily as it should be or could be.
We had a blog on this, Jeff.
We did.
We did. We had a blog on this. I'm not going to be able to pull it up quickly, but at teachbetter.com, we did a back to school series. Do you remember what we called that? It was like Come Back Better blog series.
Was it that what it was? I think it was just a back to school. I think it was just called Back to School, wasn't it? Or no?
I don't know. It would have been published in August. So if you like scroll through the blogs, I know this is odd because it's literally a lot, blog almost every day. So you're going to see a lot there. But we had a blog that was talking about building relationships with new colleagues, but also as a new teacher, building relationships with the educators that are already in the building. And there were a lot of quick tips in there that I feel like address the idea of like, how do I learn the school culture? I think the easiest way to learn the school culture is to choose to be a part of it. And sometimes that's the hardest part, is trying to find the way in to conversations and friendships that seemingly are already established. And so whether you're popping into a classroom at the end of the day, there was a strategy in a blog that we shared where you set a timer on your phone for 5 minutes and you walk into another teacher's classroom and have a conversation and then allow your alarm to go off. And you can easily just excuse yourself. They don't need to know that you set that alarm. They can think it's a phone call or anything in between. But it kind of like gave us some ideas of like inserting yourself in the lunchroom, like walking in and having a few minutes and then like appropriately excusing yourself, like really being seen in the classroom and in the school culture, I think is the first step to then learning what the school culture is, in addition to just asking those normal questions. Looks like Brad already has the link.
Yeah, Brad's sharing that. So that wasn't part of the, that's actually part of our Better Coaching series with Melissa Cunningham. So
I'm sure
I'm not looking through whether that's the right, exactly what you're talking about or not. But
it's not, but I'm sure it's a great one that people should go check out.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Brad.
The hardest part with school culture is that every school is different. And so it's a blend between the staff, the classroom teachers, the custodial staff, the office staff, the leadership, and then also like learning how the students feel about the school culture. And so if you can find small ways to insert yourself in short stints of time to get to know your colleagues, and then also do the same with your students and ask your students about the culture, it's going to give you more data to then make future decisions with, things to ask questions about. It's hard when you walk in because sometimes you don't know what you don't know. And so the first step to figuring that out is choosing to be a part of it, if that makes sense.
And sometimes that's and you may have already done this, but like, it's just asking other teachers if you can grab their ear for a few minutes and ask them a few questions and ask the things that maybe you're not getting the information you needed on, or you think you should have, or that it was confusing or whatever. I think that, that's not only one potentially going to get you that info, but also build those relationships with your colleagues like Rae was talking about, which then will help all around. So hopefully that helps. I'm taking your thank you as a positive, so that's good. Andrea, we'll see you. So that's good. We're about 47 minutes in right now. Oh, look who is here. Jamie's here.
Jamie might be joining us daily drop-in.
She said, I would suggest also discussing the concerns with the school mentors as well. Mentors would also provide a great bridge into the school culture. So great. Obviously, that's great advice there.
Jamie is going to be a fun one on the daily drop-in. Just saying.
What's that?
Jamie would be a fun person to have on the daily drop-in, just saying.
Jamie, you would be really fun to be on the daily drop-in. Wink, wink.
Wink,
nudge,
wink.
nudge.
She already.
Oh, she's already in there? Okay, good. Yeah. I was hoping she was. Is Brad Hughes going to be on the drop-ins?
Brad, you should be on the drop-ins. No, I'm going to message him, literally.
We're going to get Brad on there, but what we're going to do then, Ray, is like, no, we're not going to actually join. We're just going to put Brad on and be like, hey, just go.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I joke a lot about Chad, like we just put like a quarter in Chad and have him go. With Brad, I think it's the same, but like when you put a quarter in Brad, it's just like mic drop moments for an hour. So,
well, and people that join our mastermind already know that, but if you're not part of the admin mastermind, you may not be familiar with like the Brad mic drops that I feel like you need to start, becoming accustomed to for sure. Yes. Hey, Jeff, tell us about the Teach Better Mastermind. Is that a thing that we're going to keep doing, or is that canceled?
Oh, yeah, that's definitely going to keep going. It's been growing, which is great. So it happens every Tuesday. We actually end up doing So it's fun. When Dave Schmitto took over leading that, and he's done such an awesome job, we were like trying to look at the different times because everyone was coming. We were coming back into school from summer, and so we had to adjust when we were doing, because we were doing it like I think 3:00 in the afternoon during the summer. Can't do that during school. And so we're like, well, let's do a 9 a.m. Eastern and a 7 p.m. and we'll test it. Well, we still do a 9 a.m. and a 7 p.m. So, and it's grown really well. You know, the morning group, typically we have to do, 2 to 3 breakout rooms during it because we have such a good group. It's 100% free. It's built around administrators or leaders that are looking to come together for support and that family feel. And what happens each session is we do a little bit of an introduction. Sometimes Dave's got some fun questions for us to answer, or thoughts, either questions or quotes or ideas for us to ponder. And then we either as a group as a whole or in small groups based on how many we have, we get together and we tackle problems. So you have an opportunity to bring a concern, a challenge, a frustration that you're dealing with. And that's the point of the mastermind. We put all the minds together to form one big mind to try and take care of that problem. And it is so much fun when you see someone bring an issue they're having and everyone just jumps all over it with trying to support them, to throw in ideas and just connect in and then brainstorming on how they can then execute and stuff. Is just a lot of fun. So that's every Tuesday, 9 a.m. Eastern and 7 p.m. Eastern. You can come to one or the other or both. And that's over at teachbetter.com/mastermind to get signed up for that. And again, it's 100% free. So
Brad has a funny comment about a U.S. quarter.
So it's 32 cents Canadian, so you get extra value. That's why it works better. That makes complete sense.
That's true. Yeah,
makes complete sense. Bobby's here. Bobby's always in our mastermind. And yes, I second what she's saying. I'm guessing that is based off of Brad's comment.
I can only imagine that's based off Brad's comment. Yeah.
So, Jamie, we're excited. We're excited to have you in there. So,
tomorrow morning we have Lindsay Titus joining us, and she is going to be joining us for a half an hour of our daily drop-in. So she'll be a part of like the beginning of the daily drop-in tomorrow morning. And I want to encourage all of you to be thinking about, Lindsay Titus, if you're not already connected to her, she's a Teach Better ambassador. I know a lot of you are already familiar, but if you're new to the Teach Better family, Lindsay focuses a ton on behavior. And a lot of that has to do with really supporting students, like social and emotional health. But then also she does so much work naturally giving us tips of how we can create healthy behaviors and routines to support ourselves. And so if you're somebody that is struggling with a student in class or struggling to, put in routines for yourself for you to be successful, tomorrow is going to focus a lot on just building you up as a person, getting you the support that you need, and also hopefully providing you some tips and tricks for how we can support every single type of learner in our classroom this year, whether you're in person or remote. So I'm really, really excited for tomorrow morning at 7:30 Central, 8:30 a.m. Eastern for the Daily Drop-In with Lindsay Titus. I'm just saying.
I love it. So Rae will be back for that. Brad is confirming the awesomeness.
Yeah.
So we're at 52. So I think we got to wrap up. You got to go teach.
I do. I get to go hang out with my 6th graders here in a minute, and I'm stoked. We're focusing on some fun stuff today, so I can't wait to goof off with my 11-year-olds.
I'm actually going to go over this way to our home classroom and join my kids for their virtual learning. Nice. The Black Friday sale is going on right now. The codes that you see going across the bottom can be used right now over at teachbetteracademy.com, teachbetterswag.com, 50% off either swag or courses. The special Black Friday bundle is coming as well over at the swag site. And there may be some more things that we throw in throughout the week. We'll see. That's going on tomorrow morning. Be here. If you're listening on the podcast, make sure you subscribe and then join us either on Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, YouTube, or Twitch, so you can join live and get into this. And what else, Rae? Am I forgetting something? Tomorrow is the mastermind. Make sure you get in that. teachbetter.com/mastermind.
Shout out to Jen, who just released her second children's book. We love her. We talked with her all week last week, so that was super exciting.
Dog's in the book.
Yes, this is so exciting. And no, these are, you know what, guys, we're just at the beginning of of the daily drop-in. So get excited for more and keep thinking of the questions, knowing that we're going to be here celebrating educators regardless. So come hang out with us every morning at 8 a.m. Eastern, or 8:30 a.m. Eastern. We're excited.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, Rae, you go teach.
Okay.
Everyone else go be awesome, and we will see you tomorrow morning.
See you later, friends.
Bye.